Chris in Portland, Oregon, listening on X-Ray FM. Hey, Chris, what's up?
Hey, Tom. Good to talk to you again. Hey, just this thing that Nancy Pelosi op-ed piece about what the Democratic Party wants to do. I think personally, and I think you have expressed this too, that this is not nearly enough. The Republicans are unashamed to cut 32 million people off of health care, and for some reason the Democrats have to apologize or make it, make some sort of rationale for why we should have single payer health care, or say we shouldn't have it. And we have to go hard. We can't be third way anymore. It doesn't work, and I think that's a lot of the reason why, Clinton's lack of popularity is because it was just the same old thing, and we need a Bernie Sanders platform, to push hard.
I agree with much of what you're saying, Chris, except the third way was not the same old thing. The third way was, Al Fromm engineered this thing back in the late 80s, and Bill Clinton signed on to it and made him president. And it was basically, the Republican Party is going so far to the right, the Democratic Party can move into that middle right space and pick up large corporate sponsors and make us a national player. And it worked in '92. I mean, it made Bill Clinton president. Although if you read the New Covenant speech that he campaigned on, it is absolutely not the way he governed. He campaigned as a progressive and he governed as a centrist. And I think that was kind of the original sin. And I think the Democratic Party has been wounded ever since then. And so the way it always was FDR and LBJ. I mean, those were the traditional values of the Democratic Party, and they were held by Democrats for decades. And the Democratic Party needs to go back to its 20th century traditional values, to FDR and LBJ, to the Great Society and the New Deal. And I think this, a better plan, it's a good first step. I'll give them that. And every step that the Democratic Party does in the right direction, I applaud, and I'm very happy about. But I think that they have the potential to go so much bigger and so much realer. I'm not sure why they're not. I'm not sure, although my theory, which I laid out, is that, they're trying to satisfy the corporate Democrats as well as the progressive Democrats.
Right.
And frankly, I think there's probably, it's probably about 50-50 in terms of elected Democrats right now. In the House and in the Senate, it's probably even more corporate Democrats than there are progressives.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think the point I'm making is that I agree with you that we need to move away from the third way and go back to what the Democratic Party was before the third way.
Yeah, and that's if Tom Perez was sitting here right now and asked my advice, which he has never done, but if he were to ask my advice, it would be just pretend that you're Franklin Roosevelt. Just start channeling FDR. It'll work today. It worked in the 30s for the exact same reason. Chris, thanks for the call.